Hi, and welcome to Coffee with Connie. Today, my guest star is the fabulous Regina with Marshknitting101. How are you doing today, Regina?
I'm doing good. How about you?
Awesome. I'm doing fabulous. I'm all excited because my collab giveaway starts today. So,
Yay!
and I hope, I hope everyone enjoys the giveaway I'm doing. But let's see, we have Brittany here, Lois, and Laura Joe. How are y'all doing today? And
Mhm.
what are y'all working on? And is your mom here, Regina?
Yeah, Lois is my mom.
Hi, Mom.
Happy belated birthday!
Yeah, happy late birthday. So, oh, and those that are watching on replay, I also want to welcome y'all. And if you are watching on replay, please leave a comment to let us know. So, what have you been doing today, Regina?
I've been trying to get caught up on my temperature blanket and working on my gnome, and then I had a little yarn barf and trying to finish my toes on my socks and doing some house cleaning.
Yeah, me, I mostly just was preparing for today's live, and that's about it so far. Now, later I plan to work on my knitted shawl that I'm working on, and oh yeah, and I need to do my row on my temperature blanket from yesterday and today's row. I was bad. I didn't do my row yesterday, but I'm gonna show y'all what the pattern looks like that I'm working on for the knitted shawl. I think it's a beautiful pattern, and this is actually the same pattern that Crystal the Yorny Chicken and Crazy Cat Lady recently did. And my hands want to work.
Really good.
I'm trying to find it real quick. Okay, there it is. I'm going to share the screen so y'all can see it. And I think this is a beautiful pattern.
Oh, it is beautiful.
I love the flowers at the end. And here's another picture of it.
Oh, it is beautiful. Very lacy like.
And it's really difficult, like with lace work, that you don't make mistakes. It because it's like you have all these different stitches on a row, and it's not that you don't know how to do the stitches. It's just the fact that it's so easy to lose your place. But that this picture shows it fully.
Oh,
And
it
then
is.
here's another picture of it.
I do like the ends of it around.
And I love the look of that. Okay, let me stop the screen.
It looks pretty in purple.
I know. Like I'm doing it kind of like a mauvish color. Um I think the yarn it's I think the color is romance. And it has sparkle to it. I
Mm.
gotten the yarn from Mary Maxim. Let me see if I can show y'all the yarn. Let me try to pull that up real quick. I don't actually have the yarn itself by me. Let's see. And of course my computer is going to be pokey. Let me try to find it. Give me just a minute, y'all. And I think, oh, no, that's not it. I think it's on the second page of the yarn. And it never fails when you want to bring something up on the screen. It feels like it takes forever for it to come up.
That's why I was like, oh, I'm doing work going live with my phone because my computer is like sometimes it's lagging and stuff. The Wi-Fi sometimes it's spotty. You got to stay in a certain spot.
Okay. The yarn is called the Nako Mohair Sparkle Yarn.
Purple.
And let me share the screen. And I think this was the color right here.
Oh, that's pretty. I like that.
They don't, like, if you look on the screen, they don't have the actual color there anymore. But I think that's pretty close to the color in that picture. But it was called Romance. Like I said, it's kind of a mauvey color.
I like that. I like
And
anything pink.
thank you. And if y'all watch like my last Knitting Friday video, y'all can see it see it. Because unfortunately I should have brought it by me. I forgot to. Let's see, we have Sid that joined us. Hi, and Lucia. How are
Hello.
y'all doing? And what are y'all working on? And thank y'all, everyone. Okay, so I'm going to let Regina tell y'all more about herself and her channel. So take it away, Regina.
Hi, everybody. My name is Regina, or AKA Marshknitting101. My channel is I knit. I do unboxings of yarn or unbagging. I try to do a tutorial, but I'm still working and I'm new at knitting, so I'm learning. So I can show you what I'm working on right currently. I am working on the springtime. Oh, I think it's part of the springtime gnome.
Ooh, I love me some gnomes.
No. So I'm getting ready to work on the hat of the gnome. So
Ooh.
it'll be a big one because you take a 5 pound bag of rice and stick it because he's a door stopper. So you take the 5 pound bag of rice, but there's that. And then I've been working on this is where I got my yarn bar. Oh, my shawl. Ooh, look at that. Isn't that beautiful? Last night my husband's like, well, what's wrong with you? I'm like, look at this. I'm like, I don't think I'm gonna get that one undone. I was like, oh, but I'm working. I got that much on my shawl. I'll stand up so you guys can see it.
Ooh, nice.
So it's almost getting there.
Awesome, awesome.
And then on my socks, I'm to the toe part, the decreasing of the toes now. Trying to lose stitches. There's.
Ooh, and y'all know I love socks. What type of yarn? What type of yarn did you use?
I use the Universe from Hobie.
Ooh, yeah, I love the Universe yarn. That is a gorgeous yarn.
It's got like the pretty bling
Ooh,
bling in it.
sparkles.
Sparkles! And then my temperature blanket, I'm a few days behind, but I'm getting there. Our weather's been wacky, so it's like all different colors.
See, that's how our weather does, like during the winter time. It flip flops all over the place, but you get into like spring, summer, and you don't see as much color changes. Like mine is mostly averaging in the 70s right now.
Right now, it's like 54. It's actually kind of cool. Like
See
the
here,
other day, it was like 80, and I got like sunburned because we was out working in the flower beds.
here it's 79. So I do have a question for you. Where did you get your pattern from for your gnome?
I got it from Annie's Love to Knit Club.
Ooh.
I was like, 'cause I always looking and everything's crochet, and I'm like, oh, wow, they just knew I was in the like love gnomes, and I was thinking it comes with a pattern. It's pretty simple. There's a couple things because I'm still learning how to read patterns. Because when I did your beanie, that was the first time I actually did the color, like different colors. I was like, what? That's why I kept asking. I'm like, how long do we have to do this? How long is it going to take? I'm like, when do you need it in? So I got
And
that finished. I was excited. I'm like, yay!
and speaking of gnomes, I'm fixing to do my first gnome after I finish with the shawl I'm crocheting. I purchased this cute gnome pattern on Etsy. Let me pull that up for y'all real quick.
I think this is so cute.
I'm having fun pulling up stuff.
I was all
Let's,
excited. I was like, yay, I can finally knit gnomes. I love gnomes. And I was
I've
like,
been sorry, I've been wanting to do a gnome.
well, I can like change the color. I can like do one for like the 4th of July. So I guess I kind of have like I mean, he's kind of big, but you can't, the gnomes are just cute either way.
Yeah, I plan to change up the one I'm gonna be doing. But look how cute.
Oh, he's cute. He's got a coffee top.
See, I want to make mine a girl, so I'm gonna do braids instead of the beard. And I'm probably gonna do the hat pink and white and the coffee cup pink. I don't know what color I'm gonna do the body. If I'm gonna do a blue or but I want a color that's gonna go good with the pink.
Yeah, pink's kind of like I just do pink and gray. I'm like, that's
That might work as a gray.
yeah. I'm like, what goes with pink? I'm like, well, it's a beautiful color, but some things are hard to match with it. And then I did. This was non-yarny, but I did make me a project bag because I needed something to put my gnome in.
Ooh, nice.
Yeah, I was like, I couldn't find. My daughter has a sewing machine, and I didn't feel like searching through her closet, so I sewed it by hand. So it's like, I got my little drawstring. Like that was kind of fun making. After I poked myself thousands of times. Like, yep,
Nice.
getting the sewing machine out.
Let's see. We have Nisi that joined us, Jody, um, Wendy. How are y'all
Hello.
doing today? And what are y'all currently working on? Okay, and I see Nisi is asking me a question. Let me try to remember what I did to get that to pop up. Okay, I know now. I found it. You go into YouTube Studio, you go into settings, and then you click on community, and you're going to see automated filters, defaults, and channel guidelines. You click on channel guidelines, and that's where you enter that information at. And if you have any questions, Nisi, just email me and get with me after the live, and I'll help you. But that's basically all there is to it. And I'm glad they did that because, it's something that even though you sometimes bring it up on your channel, but not everyone hears you say those things. So I like that now they give you a spot to put your guidelines for your channel. So I really like that. Let's see, Lucia is working on the souffle from Penrose Knits. Ooh, that sounds like it's going to be beautiful. And I'd love to see it when you finish it. And Sid is spinning and listening. And let's see, we have Brenda that joined us, Crystal.
Brenda, hi, Crystal. Morning.
And how are y'all doing? And what are y'all working on? Oh, it's not coming up for you, Nisi. Yeah, you might have to. I didn't think about that, but you might have to be monetized to be able to do it. I didn't think about that. I don't know. It's something new that they just started. So I thought it was open to everybody, but I guess it's not. And let's see. Wendy is working on cotton washcloths at the moment.
That sounds fun.
And let's see. Regina's mom, Lois, is crocheting a lady's top. Crystal is working on finishing up her bod crochet along and also working on her music mosaic blanket. Sweet. And that is one thing. When y'all finish y'all projects, send me pictures. I'd love to see them. And on the 15th of every month, I do a finished projects video where I post everyone's pictures on that video. And now if for some reason you don't want your pictures included, just let me know on your email, and I won't include them in the video. Oh, you
I
still
also, sorry,
go ahead.
I said I also forgot I was doing a crazy hat along for the Kentucky Derby. Like I think my mom was the only one that did it. I think it's just because I didn't put enough, like, because working full time is 12 to 16 hours. It's hard for me to get like videos posted. Like yesterday, I posted one, and everyone's like, it's the third, yeah, Tuesday. I'm like, well, I lost the day somewhere. But yeah, I was gonna post that video on Saturday when the Kentucky Derby starts with the crazy hats. Because I just had it like you can make it with whatever. I did mine with a straw, like the hat that I wear to the beach, and just put some. It's just a cute little thing.
Actually, the patterns I'm going to be sharing today are knitted hat patterns, and they're like summer type hats.
That's cool.
Like the sun hats. So let's see. Brenda still hasn't been feeling good. Oh, I hope you feel better soon, Brenda. Okay, Nisi's saying she looked it up. They are only testing it with a small group of YouTube creators right now. Oh, okay. All I know is that it popped up on my YouTube Studio one day, and I was like, "Ooh, I'm gonna have to try this out." And we also have Kat here. How are you doing today, Kat? And what are you working on? Yeah, I really hope they do too, Nisi. I think that is a good thing for all channels to have. Okay. So I'm curious, how long have you been knitting, Regina?
It's been about a year. I first started in January of last year with the looms because I was left-handed, and the girl at work, I knew she crocheted, and she told me to go buy the looms. That way I'd get the feel of like the the needle and the hook latch and stuff. And then I watched videos, and then I'm like, all right, I'm ready to try to knit. And then my first project was a pair of socks. I would not recommend going out and trying to knit a pair of socks if you don't know all the stitches. So it turned out like a Christmas stocking. But
Yeah, I never did socks on the loom, but to me, I would think it's trickier doing it on a loom than like you. I know you have typically they recommend a special loom for it, but to me, like actually knitting socks, I think goes a lot smoother than what it would be on a loom.
I like learn how, like, I did hats on the loom and a scarf. I won't, like, scarves take forever. Like, I did made it for my daughter, so she was like 6 foot, and they say you got to make it like so long to be the length of them. I'm like, yeah, well, next person's gonna be a short person to get one. And then I did like socks and mittens, and then I was like, all right, I got the feel of it. And then I like watched a couple of YouTube videos, and I was like, I can do that. And I'm like, no, I can't. But no, I got it. I'm ready. I'm learning. Still got there's so different stitches out there. There's always a new stitch to learn.
There is. And like with me, I initially tried to learn how to crochet, did not go well at all. So then I started with the loom. And that was, my real introduction to yarn crafts. Um and I loved making the beanies on the loom, and I loved making shawls. And there was this one channel that had a lot of good stitches for shawls, and I'm trying to remember the name of that channel.
I like made like Easter eggs and little rabbits. I was like, yay!
And then I decided to venture out into knitting.
Mm.
And once I learned how to knit, I really haven't touched loom knitting since. I find regular knitting gives you more freedom and there's more patterns. So, and then after knitting, I finally learned how to crochet. So,
Have you?
do you do any crocheting, or have you tried to learn to crochet yet?
My mom tried to teach me years ago, and I was like able to do the chain, but I haven't touched it yet. I haven't figured out. I was like, part of me's like, well, I can probably crochet, and I'm like, well, I'm still kind of new at knitting, so maybe I should stick with the knitting for a while. And once I get better at, I'll learn some more stitches, then maybe I'll venture out to crochet.
Like I had trouble initially learning how to crochet. Where it's funny, you hear most people that crochet, they have trouble learning how to knit. Um, but I did everything backwards. But I found it took the right tutorial to teach me how to crochet. That's why I say I love Selena Baca. That's who I learned from. And some of y'all may not know this, but I did have Selena Baca on my live a couple of months ago. I was so honored she came live with me.
That's awesome. That's nice that she came up and helped did that.
And she is so sweet. I don't know. I may try to ask her down the road to see if she'll come back.
That'd be fun. Never know unless you ask, right?
Exactly. And let's see, we have Timmy that joined us.
Morning.
And I thought there was someone else. No, I think it's just Timmy. How are you doing today, Timmy? And what are you working on? And Nisi says, I started my dishes, but I'm listening to y'all. Dishes is one thing that is always there for you.
Yeah.
It's like
that laundry.
Yeah, they never go away. Once you get them caught up, they come back. Oh, I hope you feel better, Kat. I hope your migraine goes away. And she's trying to do a heel flap on test socks. Ooh, sweet.
Ooh.
Yeah, Kat makes some beautiful socks. Oh no, you've had it for 3 days. Oh, ouch.
Yeah, that's never fun.
Yeah, light is like the worst for bad headaches. And let's see, everyone's telling each other hello. Sid don't like knitted looms. Yeah, I do find they restrict you. And we have
like
Barbara here. Oh,
you're just working in a circle or like the square. You just go one way.
and if you're doing some like a bigger project, sometimes you have to sew panels together. And that's one thing, with regular knitting, you typically don't have to sew panels together. So that's another reason why I prefer regular knitting once I learn regular knitting. But we have Barbara in the house. Hi, Barbara. How are you doing today? And
Morning,
also
everybody.
hooks and horseshoes. How are you doing today? And what are you working on? And I think I've asked you before what your first name is, but I don't remember it. Could you let us know what your first name is? But I'm glad Barbara joined us because I want to announce something to y'all that some of y'all might have heard me previously announce this. Or if you watch Barbara's channel, you may have seen it there. Me and Barbara are starting a collab live. It's going to be on the third Wednesday of every month at 2 p.m. Central Standard Time, 3 p.m. Eastern Time. And the first live is going to be this month on Barbara's channel on the 18th. And we're going to be talking about gnomes.
Gnomes.
Yeah, we're going to pick a topic for each live. So we're going to be talking about all sorts of different yarny topics. And we're also going to do it where people can submit pictures to us. Sometimes to do with what the topic is, like if it's a make, or you can just share with us like what you're working on, or if you just finished something. And then on the lives we'll share pictures too at the towards the beginning of the live. But yeah, me and Barbara's like really excited about this. we've been planning this for a while, and we finally got everything figured out how we're gonna do stuff. So I hope y'all join in on our first live together.
It sounds exciting.
Oh yeah, I forgot to tell you, we're calling ourselves the Southern Crocheters. I'm gonna have to practice that a lot. It's like I get tongue tied saying it. But whenever I was a kid, I had a really hard time with the S and TH sound. Like I would get them mixed up and stuff. And I was like in speech class till I think like the sixth grade. And so even still, I still sometimes struggle with those sounds.
Yeah, I
Where,
have trouble with certain things too. I'm like,
but yeah, so that's where like I tend to get tongue tied when they're close together. But it is what it is. Let's see. Laura Joe uses the loom to make hats for Hat Not Hate. Awesome. Awesome, awesome, awesome. And let's see. Okay, you have a good day, Brenda, and I hope you start to feel better.
hi, Brenda.
Yep, Sid, same thing with laundry. Laundry
Mhm.
never goes away. It's
Mhm.
always there for you.
It's like
Oh,
you turn around, you got it done, and you come back. Where'd that come from?
laundry will be there for you. These five words. Oh no, Timmy. Yeah, Timmy's been having a lot of health problems. I
Mhm.
hope you feel better soon, Timmy. I know. It's like everyone seems like they got something going on lately.
It
You know,
does.
either they have like severe medical stuff going on, or they've been like under the weather lately. And it's like, I hope y'all all start feeling better.
Yeah, prayers for y'all, for everybody.
Exactly. We also have Debbie joining us. Hi, Debbie. How
Hi,
are you
Debbie.
doing today? And what are you working on? Let's see. Barbara's still working on the crochet tote bag made with craft cord. Nice.
That sounds exciting. I like to make one of them one day, like for
Okay,
my laundry, like to hang my clothespins out. So
I
I
need
can
to
put
start
'em.
making some tote bags myself.
I got all these ideas. I'm like, I want to make this and this, and then I get overwhelmed. I'm like, all right, I need to get my shawl done because I need the needles so I can start working on my daughter's cardigan or sweater. I still haven't figured out what that is, and I was like, well, I don't want to start anything else until I at least get one sock finished. Then the girls at work, can you make me some socks? I'm like, you'll get one a year.
But you know what, though? I have so much I want to make. That's my problem. And it's just when you get to it.
And they're like, I want to make this, or that'd be fun to make, or okay. I'm like, oh, that looks really cool. And I'm like, because the seed stitch shawl, I haven't even worked on it it's still like this much is all I got done. I was like, I'll get to it someday.
I know. Or you think you start planning out what you want to do, and then something else comes along and you change your mind.
It's like my husband's like, what are you gonna do with all that yarn? I'm like, it's got a purpose. I have to find it first, but it's got a purpose.
Yep, I will make something with it. It's just
If not,
when.
it's still pretty to look at.
Okay. Hooks and horseshoes. Her name is Christy. I'm gonna try to remember that. You have the same name as Yornborf, so I'm gonna try to think Yornborf to try to remember your name. But it's like I try to remember people's names, but overall, I'm not the best at remembering names. But I really try to when it comes to my viewers, trying to remember y'all names. So yeah,
Yeah,
Barbara's excited too about the collab. Okay, go ahead. I'm sorry.
I say it's hard to remember names. I'm like, all right, I remember that person. Or like I'll start saying, I'm like, no, I don't think that was right. Because it took me
I'm
a while to remember Robin from rooming with Rover. I'm like, it's Robin? It was Robin, right? I was like, I'm sorry if I got it wrong.
And the more like people comment on my videos or come around my lives, I remember, the names better. So, it's easy because like sometimes somebody may come around and then they stop coming around for a while and then they come back and I'm like, okay, what's your name? What's your name? But yeah, and it also reminds me, there's this girl I went to elementary school with. And like I would run into her at the grocery store. And, and I wouldn't recognize her. And then like, when she told me her name and she had like a very just, like a name you can't forget. Her name was Kimona. I think it was Kimona, something like that. Um And when she said her name, I knew who she was. And she still wouldn't believe that I remembered her. And it was like, yeah, it's like, I know who you are now. I just didn't recognize you. Let's see, we have Daphne that joined us.
Morning,
And
Daphne.
Brittany.
Hi, Brittany.
How are y'all? And Charity.
Hi, Charity. See, I always have problems remembering her name. Charity. I'm like, Frog Crochet Charity. I was like, oh, get it. I apologize.
How are y'all doing today? And what are y'all working on? And let's see. Timmy says it's called long COVID. Oh, COVID was nothing nice.
No, it's not.
But I really haven't heard hardly anyone having it lately.
That's what, because I work in the healthcare, and I'm like, it's weird that it just kind of disappeared. Maybe it's because most people are vaccinated, or you never know.
It seems like when around the time that I caught it is about like pretty much like you didn't see it too much more after, but it seemed like everyone got it around that time. Oh, and that was nothing nice.
No, it was not.
And it was like it took forever to like really feel back to normal again. Because even after you were like pretty much over it, it left you feeling so weak and fatigued for a long time. And it took forever for like the your energy to come back. And poor Frank, he ended up in the hospital.
That was.
He had COVID pneumonia.
Mm.
And I'm like, I hope it's completely behind us now, where people stop getting COVID.
I hope so too.
Like I said, it's nothing nice. And until you actually get it, you really don't realize how bad it is.
I just thought, like, I got it like in 2000 the 21 when it first came out, or whenever. It's been forever. I was like, but I got like this really bad headache, and I lost my smell and taste. Just the headaches. And every once in a while, I still get some really bad headaches, and I'm like, oh no, I got COVID again. I'm like, it's COVID. What is wrong?
See, one symptom I had that wasn't a common symptom, like you don't hear them talking about it, like my stomach got like real sensitive, like to the touch. Like I would lay down and it would hurt. And, and it seemed like after I got, over COVID, it started getting better and went away. So, and I did hear, I think like one or two other people say they experienced something like that. But yeah, I'm glad that not as many people are getting it anymore.
Yeah, it's like, well, kind of like no one's talking about it, so I guess that's a good thing. Hopefully it stays away, don't come back.
Deb says, I am working on my sleeves on my top. I did for Bag O' Day at the racist top. Yeah, I love Bag O' Day's patterns. I hope one day I can design patterns like she does.
Yeah, she does a fantastic job.
I don't, and it's like, and she just like quickly, like it seems like every week she has a new pattern.
I was,
She's so
I was,
talented.
I did the a live a while back, and I said, no wonder Crystal from Bag of Day wears the watches because you never have enough time to do anything. So she says she wears the watches because she never has time. And I was like, I just need to put myself in a big grandfather clock and have all the time, right? You're like, oh, it's just like, where does the time go?
And Christy says, I've been watching Bag O Day's videos on all her Hobie mystery bags, and I've been so tempted to purchase some. The struggle is real. Yep. Yorn's like, buy me, buy me.
I guess maybe that's a good reason I don't live close to any like Michaels or Hobby Lobby or that's gonna be broke.
And Sid said that she had COVID before it was a thing.
I feel like a lot of people did because like in that fall before it came out as bad as it did, a lot of because where I worked, a lot of people were getting sick and it didn't have A or the B flu. It didn't have the. It was just weird.
And Timmy saying it's after you get COVID and somewhat heal up, that's what's left over can affect your brain, heart, lungs, organs, and kidneys. Out of 6 times being hospitalized, 4 were for pneumonia, upper respiratory.
Oh.
Like, I mean, it's like, I don't know, it's something about it. It's like COVID just like grabs onto you. That's the only way I know how to explain it. And she said you can have symptoms for up to a year. Okay. So the next question I want to ask you, Regina, is what made you decide to start your YouTube channel?
I was like, well, I like because I was left-handed. I'm left-handed, so I was like, well, there's not a lot of people out there, or like there's people out there, but I was like, well, I like to go out and show people that it doesn't matter if you're left or right-handed, or you can switch, you can do anything. And I was like, I like to get out to meet the yarn community because I watched a lot of lives, and I was like, all these people are so nice and lovely, and like give each other support. I was like, I like to come out in the community and help people and try to help them with knitting questions and yarn questions and stuff, and just to start something small, nothing too big, just to work, show some videos, and a reason to buy yarn. Show my yarn, show the yarn off, and hopefully people will join me and join the family and enjoy it as much as I do, like just watching people's videos and giving support and
And I love like the community that
mm,
that that's there when it comes to having a yarn channel, because it's like you make so many friends, and
I'm like,
it's
these are
like,
my kind of people.
exactly. And
Mhm.
sometimes you learn stuff from them, they learn things from you. It's just awesome. And let's see, we have Granny D, Laura Lee, and Dana that joined us. Hi,
Morning,
ladies.
Granny.
How are y'all doing today, and what are y'all working on? And let's see. Oh, Laura Joe has to go. I hope you have a good day, Laura Joe.
Have a good day.
Laura Lee's still working on her kitchen curtains and drinking her Folgers.
Oh,
Yeah, I actually had my coffee before going live.
I'm like, I got a few sips left in mine. This is like my second
But
cup.
my cup's still by me though. Let's see. Okay. So what has been the most challenging thing for you to make, Regina?
Well, I want to say at first it was my socks. They're still a little challenging because I'm like started out on the little 9 inch, and then they're like, well, you need the DPNs or this. I'm like, what? I'm like, now I gotta go get that. I'm like, I got it. Figured it out. And just learning like the stitches and to read the patterns has been, but I think the sock so far has been my most challenging. And then the seed stitch shawl, to remember you got a purl nip, you do it the opposite side and you flip it, then you do it the other way. So I think that's why it's only got like that much done.
And I love like learning new things, new stitches. You know, I like things that challenge me.
That's why I was like I was doing the sock. I'm doing Katie the crazy sock lady, and I'm watching her tutorial, and I'm like, pause it, rewind, start over, pause, rewind. I'm like, all right, I got it. Then I'll start again. I'm like, I'll get it. I'm getting there. But she's so fast. I'm like, all right, I wish I was that fast, but I'm getting there. But she explains it well. So if as long as someone can explain it well, I think I'll be okay.
And that's the main thing. And like sometimes with tutorials, sometimes I take one piece out of one tutorial and another piece from another tutorial to get something down, because certain ports one tutorial shows better than another tutorial. So sometimes you kind of got to combine it to learn a stitch or a
Then I'm like,
technique.
there's gotta be an easier way to do this.
And let's see, Christy says she's working on the Briar Rose by Hooked on Sunshine, and she just finished the Doodad, also by Hooked on Sunshine. Ooh, nice. Yay, Dana just uploaded her collaboration video. Yes, and if y'all haven't seen my collaboration giveaway, my video went up at 10 o'clock this morning, and there's going to be approximately 32 channels participating. So this is going to be an awesome giveaway. And make sure y'all check out like the other channels that are participating. And I have a playlist that's going to have the videos as they put them up. I'm going to add, their links to it. And hopefully all the videos are posted by the end of day Sunday. I did ask everyone to try to get theirs up by then. So, but there may be a few that might have their videos come up later. Just
I'm gonna
get,
try
what's
to get
that?
mine posted. I'm gonna try to get mine posted before, because tomorrow we go pick up, like, my daughter's coming back from college, so we got to go unpack her stuff and bring her home. And so Saturday, I think I'm gonna try, or Sunday, one of them 2 days. Even I forgot Sunday was Mother's Day, so happy Mother's Day, everybody.
Yes, happy Mother's Day.
I thought it was like next week, so I was like, all right, so that's my day, so I can make a video.
Let's see. Timmy says her youngest son is left-handed. Oh, and he loves you, Regina.
Oh, well, thank you.
Funny thing is, like I am actually left-handed, but I do my yarn crafts right-handed.
I broke my arm, and it was when I was younger, so it was my left hand. So I learned to do everything with my right hand. I had to learn to rewrite and do all that stuff. But I thought I'd be able to get, but it just my brain won't let me. I don't like, no, that's not right. You got to stick with the left only.
You see, I find I have to figure out which hand works better for me to do what with. Because some things I do better right-handed, and some things, of course, I have to do left-handed. So I'm kind of a little or what you call it. Oh, I can't think of what you call that word where you're both handed.
Oh, it's armadex. What's that, armadex?
Expedite.
It's not arm.
It's at the tip of my tongue.
Anadexus? Something like that.
Something dexterous.
Yeah.
I can't think of it offhand.
It'll come to me later.
But that's the thing, that when you're left-handed, you live in a right-handed world. So sometimes you have to adapt. Oh, Granny D got her knitted slippers done. Woo, woohoo! And let's see. Oh, Christie's in South Carolina. Ambidextrous. That's it. That's
And
it.
I think someone knew what we were talking about.
That was it. It was like for some reason I didn't want to say the first port properly. I'm like, I know that's not quite right, and I couldn't think of quite how to say it.
Like, well, like it's something.
Timmy says I taught him how to sew and crochet left-handed, and yes, she's ambidextrous. Okay, so my next question for you, Regina, is what are some of your non-yarny hobbies?
I love metal detecting. Like it, we haven't got me and my husband haven't got to go out yet because we've been getting caught up on our spring work and the garden and stuff. But it's usually about June when we start to go out. So I just love it. It's fun going out and finding like old trinkets and old money and some new money and little mostly bottle caps and beer cans and pop cans. But then I like cooking and baking and like I like the outdoors. We go camping and kayaking and stuff.
I love I love the beauty of nature.
Hmm. And I live in the hills of West Virginia, so there's always beauty around. Even though I live like right by the main road. Not fun sometimes.
Here in Louisiana, it's flat. You know you're in Louisiana when it goes, everything's flat. And the bad roads, you can't forget the bad roads. You enter Louisiana from either way, if you, Mississippi, Texas, or Arkansas, once you hit that Louisiana border, you know.
How it is in West Virginia. I'm like, oh, pothole. As soon as you cross the line, yep, you know you're in a different county.
And Tank's here. Hi, Tank. How are you doing today? And what are you working on? Yeah, we like to make fun of Louisiana.
And we thought West Virginia was bad with their potholes.
Well, they use the excuse that Louisiana's on marshland, but in the same aspect, explain why, like right at the border, wouldn't that still, you know, why doesn't Mississippi and Texas seem to have those type of problems close to the Louisiana border?
I'm like, look at Florida. They're like basically just a big old water, surrounded by the water and the beaches and stuff. I think ours is like when it snows, the guys go out and when they plow the roads, even though there's nothing on there, they just plow it. How about you taking this pavement?
But yeah, Louisiana's horrible for the roads. It really is. And then a lot of times they just kind of like they put band-aids on the issue
Hmm.
instead of fixing it properly.
We have potholes in our parking lot at work. I'm like, someone's gonna get lost in there.
But I think the rigs cause some of those potholes. That's why a lot of stores will say like no rigs allowed.
Yeah, we got a lot of big trucks. We got like the coal mines and the timber, and then the people coming in and out of the state. I was like, they should just make one like an interstate and an in lane and out lane for the big truck. A little more work, but probably save and be less congestion and less accidents probably.
Let's see, we have Becoming Me that joined us. And I'm trying to remember your first name. I'm sorry. Let me know in the comments what's your first name and how are you doing today and what are you working on? And I know I should know her name.
Pop on my. I want to say Hannah, but I don't think it's Hannah.
I know once I hear it, I'm going to be like, oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, It was ringing in there.
Laura Lee says, I'd love to try metal detecting around some of our ghost towns.
It's fun. I love it. I like at first I was like, I don't know about that, but then me and my husband got like we found all kinds of stuff out in our yard because this is his grandparents' house and they passed away, and we found like all kinds of stuff. And we lived down the road, and it used to be the coal mine houses, so like you found all kinds of cool things down there, like the miner tags and cool things. I did post a couple videos it was like when I first started my YouTube channel. So there's videos, and I was like, well, I might post some more if I don't have videos. So it's just fun. It's addictive too. You're like, oh, let's go out
Yep.
metal detecting. Let's go.
Okay, becoming me, her name is Trisha.
Trisha, totally wrong.
She has the same name as the purple yarnivore and Trisha, the knitting lady. So I'm going to try to remember. Let's see. Tank is covering notion pouches. Nice. Laura Lee says plant flowers in your potholes. Sends a message to the city council. The local newspapers print pictures.
We've had some where people stick the cones in them just so you can not hit them.
And let's see. Timmy says no way. Pennsylvania pot roads.
Well, yeah, they got some bad roads up there too. So I'm like
Yeah,
right on the border of Pennsylvania.
there's other areas with bad roads. But we just always laugh at Louisiana because it is true. The moment you hit that Louisiana border, the roads instantly turn bad. Okay. So my next question I want to ask you, let's see. Where do you like to buy yarn from?
I buy it online because like I live like in the middle of nowhere, so like the closest store besides our Walmart, which is 15 minutes away, but they have like an aisle probably like this big of yarn. They used to have all kinds, but after the COVID, everything switched and they switched the stores around. I usually buy online. I like Hobie, and then I just ordered from Hirschner's, and I love their yarn. It's so squishy and soft. And the Hobby Lobby and Knit Crate. I'm like a fan of the Knit Crate. I love that yarn. It's so beautiful. It's a little pricey, but I like it.
Yeah, I typically buy yarn online because the only place in my town to buy yarn is Walmart. You have to go to Lafayette, which is about 45 minutes away to hit like Michael's and Hobby Lobby, Joann's and all.
And see,
So I
our Joann's got bought out, so like if we want to go to Joann's, it's like 2 hours for the other one direction.
but yeah, but unfortunately we don't have the yarn stores. And let's see. I saw someone had posted, I like this idea. Either that or start giving them your receipts for the damage to your tires and cores.
See, like where we live, we have to get a state inspection every year. Like, gotta get a sticker on a car. And a lot of people are like, well, the roads aren't safe, so why should we have to inspect their cars if they're not inspecting their roads?
We have Roberta here. Hi, Roberta. How are you doing today? And what are you working on? Charity says here people ignore the cones. Just this morning, my husband saw a road closed sign and people were driving around the signs.
Some people aren't right.
Well, I know there was one time, this don't have to do with bad roads, but I was in New Jersey and like I literally had somebody pass me up by going on the shoulder of the road. And like I don't know why they didn't just like go around me like on the other lane.
Maybe they didn't want to
But
tell some people.
well that's like I mean like up north, they just like pass you up any way they can. That was something that amazed me, about up north. Because like, you have like where people tend to park their cars like for businesses on the side of the road. But if there's a gap, they'll use that gap to get around a car.
Defensive driving.
And I know one time, like I had to turn. And I mean, I had everyone honking at me, but I'm like, I can't go. I don't have the right of way. I have to wait.
Or you get in the slow lane, or you're in the fast lane and there's a slow person. I'm like, there's the lane for the slow and there's a lane for the fast. You can't be in both.
But yes, Sid, I agree with you. If it's the potholes and stuff causing damage, the state or city or whatever should have to pay for it. Roberta says Massachusetts drivers are the rudest in the country.
I bet that Massachusetts and probably New York, because they're like on the go all the time and there's all that traffic. I'm like, DC, the belt loop's just a nightmare sometimes trying to get on and off.
And let's see, Charity says he found out that there was a very bad rear something. The police had to come and put up caution tape to keep them from coming through. People do some crazy things.
Maybe she was trying to say wreck.
That's what I'm thinking. Oh, she says core, not rear. Okay.
Oh.
Okay, you have a good day, Sid. Roberta says my grandfather used to put the core in park and walk back and ask people if they needed something when they honked at him. Okay, the next thing I want to ask you, Regina, is let's see. Trying to think of a good question for you. Oh, do you have any pets?
Yes, I do. I have 2 dogs. Usually Butters he's somewhere lurking. He usually, like when I get on live or I start to record, he'll be like squeaking because he wants to go outside or he wants my attention. And the other one is a lab, and I got 2 cats, which are my daughters, and 2 bearded dragons.
So, did you name your cat after South Park?
Butters is the dog, but we did
Oh,
name him
sorry.
after, yeah, off of South Park. Because when he was a puppy, he was the big old Butters. I'm like, Butters. Butters is gonna be. And then the cat's names are Smudge. He's a black and white, what do you call it, tuxedo looking cat. And then Cookie, she's a Italian, like, but she's got like a more white on her. And then the dragons are Carlos and Puff, and they're my daughters. And like I said, I'm glad she's coming home for the summer. I don't like Neander tanks. I'm terrified of them. I don't like snakes, so any reptile, I'm like, no. I'm in there, I'm like yelling at the husband. I'm like, come in here. I can do the one because he's friendly. The other one's not too friendly. I'm like, you're not gonna eat my finger today. And then we sold our goats in the fall. We had little maltas, and we had turkeys and chickens, and we had a little bit of everything. I love the goats, but then they they weren't the tiny ones. They were probably about the size. Yeah, they were big, and when they were babies, they used to jump all over me. And as they got older, I'm like, you guys are gonna knock me over the hill, and no one's gonna know where I'm at. Right? Well, it's just fun watching goats. They're so cute. I know why they call them kids.
All right. Hold up. Who was it that said they had to go? Okay. Sid has to go, and I saw someone else. Okay. Trisha too. Y'all have a good day.
Thanks again. Have a good day.
So, who is drinking coffee this morning?
And I can't like get the My B positive cup. Bzz.
I like that saying.
I got this from the Five Below.
Sweet. Yeah, let us know if you're drinking coffee and what type of coffee are y'all drinking?
What is mine? Mine is the Walmart breakfast blend. The Great Value breakfast blend.
I had Starbucks before I went live. I don't remember the exact blend. I think it's the roasted.
Mm.
I don't remember the exact blend. Let's see.
I like bearded dragons from a distance. The one's not too bad, but like when they put them down on the floor, I feel like they know I don't like them, and they come after they run it to me. I'm like, no, you go the other way. Go.
Roberta says her daughter has bearded dragons. I just have my two cats, Allie and Sophie.
So my daughter working going to college for zoology, and she's like, well, they need some homes for a couple of snakes this summer. I'm like, absolutely not. I was like, when we come up and pack you up, there better not be any snakes hiding in it. Because she does got two hermit crabs. She got them up there with her. So I was like, no sneakies.
Tank saying when they lived in Texas and would go to Louisiana, she thought the roads were wonderful. I've never heard anyone say that about Louisiana roads. Let's see. Charity likes bearded dragons. Roberta says she'll feed the dragons.
I feed them and clean the tanks out. The one's fine. The one I can get in and like, I'm not too scared. But the other one is younger, so he's like, I'm like, no, you staying over there. My fingers are not to eat.
But Roberta says she won't hold them though.
Mm-mm.
And let's see. Lucia says today I am drinking tea. And Roberta says that she's drinking vicariously. Yeah, Roberta can't have coffee.
No.
Charity finished her coffee. Regina's mom Lois is having Maxwell House. Oh, Kelly.
Need some Dunkin' Donuts, Mom.
Kelly's here. Hi, Kelly. How are you doing today? And what are you working on? And Jody has to go. I hope you have a good day, Jody.
Have a good day.
Charity says that would be a big no with me on the snakes. Me too.
Mm-hmm.
I do not like snakes.
Nope. We'll be out working in the yard. I'm like, I know there's a snake around because we were pulling up the old plastic where our flower bed was to remulch it and put stuff down. I was like, I know something's sneaking over here. My husband's like, after we got done, he's like, yeah, I didn't want to tell you, but there was a little black snake. I'm like, really? I'm like, would you feel bad if I got bit by it? He's like, you've been fine. I'm like, no, I probably would have died from a heart attack.
It's like me, no type of snake. Mm-mm.
Nope.
Roberta's saying funny when you can tell you're leaving a county when the roads get instantly better. And another thing that Louisiana's bad for, especially in the small towns, are the speed traps. Louisiana loves speed traps. And Kelly says, I'm just finishing up my daughter's top. Can't wait to show it. Awesome. Yeah, can't wait to see it, Kelly. Okay, I am going to share some knitted summer type hats with y'all, the patterns. And all these links for these patterns can be found in the description box of this live. So let me pull those up for y'all. Okay. The first one is the Rainbow Red Sun Hat by Janet Stimson. And I love this pattern. I
That's
actually, I
cute.
actually made this hat.
I like that.
I did mine in a chocolate brown with a yellow flower.
I'll be like, oh, that'd been cute. Like make it a daisy or like a black eye Susie.
But I always find that like a simple touch of a flower just like really like adds the perfect finishing touch like on hats and stuff. But those are some
I,
other pictures of it.
I should have brought my crazy hat in so you guys can see it.
You know I like hats.
Like in reaching distance. I can almost get it.
Okay, let me get to the next one. Let's see. This one is called Cloak Divine by Megan Jones. And I really like
Oh,
this one.
I like that one. That's cute.
I think that one looks like it's a fun one.
Hmm. You could put some creativity and some bling bling on that.
And the funny thing is I've had this pattern bookmarked for quite some time and I still haven't made it. And then the next one I'm going to show you. This one, this is one that the pattern may be more difficult to understand because this is a drops design pattern. And I don't know, I personally don't like how they write up their patterns because they don't write it up like a normal like hat pattern would, or like a normal pattern in general would be written up. But this one is called Just Peachy Hat.
That's thinking. What's cute?
And I think the butterfly on it, I think that you have to crochet. But I think this is a cute hat.
I
And
like that.
and I love the patterns that Drops Design creates. They have some really pretty and cute patterns. But I just they like I said, they don't write their patterns up like a typical pattern's written up.
That one's cute. I like that. That'd be cute, like in that, like a coral color.
Hmm. And sometimes I love how like the bold colors look. Like sometimes especially like summertime, those bold colors are so pretty during the summer. Okay, and here's the last one. This is called Sunny Summer Hat by Vicky Finster.
Oh, I like that one.
Yeah, this would be good to block the sun. A good beach hat, or one to wear gardening.
That's what I was thinking. That'd be cute for out in the garden. I like that. I might have to try that one.
So all those patterns are in the description box of today's live if anyone's interested in making those. Let's see. Tank said, finish my mug of coffee now. I'm on my pineapple flavored water.
That sounds good.
And Charity says she loves how I share patterns for everyone. Awesome.
That is cool. I like that.
Yeah, I hope I share patterns that, y'all are interested in making.
I still like your soft monkey mitten, your fingerless mittens. They're so cute.
That was a fun make. And let's see. Okay, you have a good day, Roberta.
Bye, Roberta. Have a good day.
And let's see. Oh, Tank's having issues with sinus pressure. I hope you feel better, Tank.
Yeah,
It seems like everyone's been under the weather lately.
the weather's has been crazy. Like 1 minute it's like 80, and the next minute I think we had a couple frost advisories last week. I was like, it's almost May. We're supposed to be like get ready to get the swimming pool open and the flowers are blooming. I'm like, Mother Nature just doesn't know.
Yep. The weather can get crazy. Okay, so I did a little bit of trivia, and today's topic is abandoned places. And I find that like some of this stuff is so fascinating. Like I love watching videos on YouTube to do with like abandoned like Walmarts, Kmart's, Ryan's, like those different types of things. And sometimes the history about the building is really fascinating. Like there was this one Walmart built on a wasteland, and it didn't stay open long because they started feeling like it was a safety concern, and the building started sinking too.
Ooh.
And but I just like that's what I found was fascinating. Oh, hi Anita, how are you doing today and what are you working on?
Hello, hello.
So the first question, I think most of y'all will be able to figure this one out. What natural disaster left Six Flags New Orleans a ghost town? Was it A, hurricane, B, earthquake, or C, tornado? And
I'm gonna
again,
get
the question is what natural disaster left Six Flags New Orleans a ghost town? Was it A, hurricane, B, earthquake, or C, tornado?
I'm gonna go A with hurricane.
We shall see.
Cha-ching.
Nita says she's working on her mom's Afghan. Awesome. But yeah, that I think most people will get this question right. The, and y'all probably know which one too.
I get them confused because there was two of them that were kind of bad, weren't there?
Yeah, something we have to deal with here in Louisiana.
We just get snow.
Oh yeah, and I dread this year for this. I hope none comes our way. And as y'all probably figured out, it was a hurricane. Yep, Hurricane Katrina. And the scary thing is, initially, like I lived in Homa at the time that Hurricane Katrina hit. And initially, we were supposed to get hit hard by Katrina, but it shifted. And I love whenever the storms do this, though, they shift just enough that you don't get it that bad. And so we lucked out, but unfortunately, New Orleans didn't.
I feel like New Orleans always gets like plumbered when the hurricanes blow in.
They're like a saucer, and that's why. And and initially, they actually did make it out of the storm okay. The storm itself, they were fine. It was when the levee started breaching.
Yeah.
Because on the radio and stuff, they were announcing, "Oh, New Orleans made it out fine." And the next thing you know, all you're hearing about is the flooding because the levees breached. But yeah, New Orleans is a low-lying area, so that's why I'm glad that I'm more like inland because
I was
that hurt.
watching.
What's that?
Go ahead.
Okay, because like the one of the hurricanes that hit last year hit Homa really bad. And I was like, "Oh, I'm glad I'm not there no more." And luckily that one, because we were supposed to get weather from it, because I was kind of nervous because it was headed our way, and it shifted last minute. So we lucked out. So what were you going to say?
I want to say last night I was watching Ryan y'all, the weatherman, and they were out there, like a couple of the guys were out there chasing the tornadoes, like in Oklahoma and Texas. It was just crazy, and like how long that one was. Like that guy was like driving right beside of it, and they're like, "Oh, it's beautiful." I'm like, "It's beautiful, but dangerous."
I wouldn't want to be by it.
I'm like, "Oh, he's driving in it." I'm like, "Turn around, abort that mission." But they're like professional weather people, so I guess they know what they're doing. But I was like, "Yeah, I would have been
And then
nope."
like another thing, it was Hurricane Rita. Or was it Rita? No, I don't think it was Rita. Rita was right after Katrina. It was like a few years later. There was this one hurricane. It actually hit Texas, but like we got storm surge from it. And this is the thing. We didn't get a drop of rain, but there were areas that flooded because the road like directly behind me flooded, and like literally the street behind me houses flooded on. But part of that was because it sloped down. So the water, went down. And the part of, the road I was on, it sloped up. So we lucked out. Let's see. Yeah, New York got sandy. And that was like a combination of a hurricane and snow.
Yeah, Sandy. Yeah, I remember Sandy.
And the thing is, like, you see, like the area I lived, like, areas around the Gulf, we're used to hurricanes. So we have more protection, more barriers. So usually a lot of times we're like, oh, a tropical storm or a category 1 isn't that big of a deal. But that one hit the East Coast, and there's not, the protection, in place. So a smaller storm creates more chaos, for those areas because of that.
Yeah, we don't like the word northeastern.
Let's see. Yeah, Hurricane Katrina was a mess. Yeah, Katrina, and then Rita was right afterwards. Yep. Let's see. Yeah, New Orleans is only 8 foot above sea level. And Tank says they had twin tornadoes in Seminole.
It's amazing just to watch how they. But of a nighttime, it's harder to see. But they have like these lights and stuff. I'm like, wow, it's so cool, but it's from a distance.
And Timmy saying about that tour van chasing the tornado. Tornado got hit. Yeah, that video was crazy.
Because you like to see the tornado chasers lined up along the road. I'm like, oh, look at all of them.
And Tank saying Katrina and Rita both hit Texas hard. We were out of power 2 weeks on both.
Mm.
And that's one of the worst things about hurricanes is how you're out of power. And it's during the summer when it's hot.
Yeah.
And let's see. And then too, when it came to Katrina hit Mississippi hard. And Timmy saying that the Lincoln Tunnel was closed with that hurricane. And Tank says Harvey was in 2017. That one was devastating. Yeah, there's a lot of bad hurricanes. We need to put hurricanes in timeout.
Yes. Any bad weather.
Oh, hi, Lauren. How are you doing today? And what are you working on? Okay. So my next question is, and it'll probably be the last trivia question. We might get one more after this. We'll see. Um, and this is a topic that fascinates me. What attraction did Disney open on the now abandoned Discovery Island? Was it A. Tom Sawyer Island, B. Treasure Island, and C. Blizzard Beach? And again, the question is, what attraction did Disney open on the now abandoned Discovery Island? Was it A. Tom Sawyer Island, B. Treasure Island, or C. Blizzard Island?
Hmm.
What do you think, Regina?
I'm thinking. I want to say, is it B? Is it Treasure Island? Is that what B was?
So you're going with B?
I'm gonna get. I'm gonna go. I think I'm gonna go with B.
You know the funny thing, like Disney has like abandoned theme parks.
We have an old one. I don't know what the name of it is. Down like a couple miles from where we lived. It was opened back in like the 1900s, like the early 1920s. I think it's about. And like there's like pictures of it and stuff, but it closed down. I think when some of the coal mines and stuff stopped, and it just kind of like once the coal mines closed, a lot of people moved to the next coal mine. So I think that's why some of West Virginia counties are run down because they just left. But they
And
used to have like the roller coaster and like you can go out and like see the parks and stuff. It's still kind of it's just weird that it's like there still.
yeah, that's like Disney also has an abandoned water park, and it's still there. It's just not open. Oh, hi, Sarah. How are you doing today? And what are you working on?
Hi, Sarah.
But I do think it's fascinating how they have the abandoned theme parks at Disney.
I never actually knew they actually had. See, I learned something today.
And I think Disney had the first water park ever. I might be mistaken, but they ended up closing that down. Okay, so the answer was B, Treasure Island.
Treasure Island.
Yeah, because there's a city called Centralia, and I find this is interesting. This is like an abandoned town in Pennsylvania, and it's like basically a near ghost town. And its population declined from 1,000 in 1980 to 5 residents in 2017 because they had a coal mine fire, and it's been burning beneath the borough since 1962. I
Yeah,
thought that.
we had one down in the next town over, and they I think finally it was like a volcano. You'd go and like look in the ground, and you could see it just burning. I think they finally got it out. It hasn't started back up where they smothered it out. It's been burning for years. This is crazy that something can go that long.
It is. But like I said, I just find like abandoned places can be fascinating, and especially like whenever they go in with like video cameras to show it like after all these years. Like I know like one video I had seen, it was like abandoned military bases, and like they were like showing like the barracks and stuff like that, and I don't know. Like I said, I find it's fascinating. Let's see. Sarah's working on a king size crochet blanket. Yeah, Laura Lee says she remembers reading on that underground coal fire. Oh, Sydney joined us. Hi, Sydney. How are you doing today? And what are you working on? Oh, Timmy's been to Centrala, Pennsylvania. Awesome. Sydney, we're fixing to wrap up, but I am glad you joined us, and I hope you catch the replay. Timmy saying the old route to local theme park Nobles went by Centrala. Ooh, interesting. So, do you have anything you would like to say, Regina, before we wrap up?
Nope, just thanks for having me on, and thanks for everybody coming out and watching us.
And thank you for coming live with me. I enjoyed having you.
I do. I just hope everyone has a wonderful, fabulous, what is today, Thursday? My days are like,
And I want to thank those of y'all that came today to chat with us. I enjoyed chatting with all of y'all, and I love getting to know more about y'all. And if y'all haven't checked out my collab giveaway yet, go check it out. The video posted at 10 a.m. this morning. So the videos are, my videos up, and some of the other channels have their videos up now. And there'll be more videos that's going to get uploaded. I have approximately 32 channels participating, and I do have a playlist that's going to have all the links for the videos for this giveaway. And I'm hoping everyone gets their videos up by the end of Monday, but there may be a few that takes them a little longer. But yeah, go check that giveaway out. I'm all excited about it. And I'm curious who's going to be the winner.
it's gonna be a lucky person.
I know. So also, I want to thank those that will be watching the replay. Leave a comment, let us know. And I hope everyone has a fabulous Yorny day. Be the light, and bye.
Hi, y'all.